Hi, I'm Lori DePietro-Standen, and welcome to the Plant Power Revolution. Today I want to talk about menopause. This is a topic that I get asked about quite a bit. Most of the women who come to me are concerned either because they're in perimenopause, they're approaching that time, or they are actually in menopause. And so it's something that I talk about a lot, and I thought it'd be really important to do a video on it. So the first thing that I want to say is that menopause is a natural progression. And in other countries, it's actually celebrated. But in the United States, the reason that it's so feared and hated is because we make it so much worse on ourselves than it has to be with the standard American diet, with our lifestyle. So, your body is naturally changing hormonally when you go into menopause. As you cease menstruation, your body is trying to find that new balance. And it's something that's been happening for thousands and thousands of years. It's perfectly natural. But while it's trying to find that new hormonal balance, when you're on the standard American diet, you're pouring all sorts of hormones into your body. And that makes it so much more difficult. So all the hormones that you're getting from meat and dairy and eggs, those are making it so much more difficult for your body to find that new stasis. And that's why we're seeing the horrible symptoms that you see in the United States that you don't see in other countries that are less developed. So for instance, when I was 35, my doctors told me I was going into early menopause because I was having horrible night sweats. I was having hot flashes. I was having, my hair was starting to get a little bit gray in the front. And also I was, gaining weight. I was exhausted and my period was changing. So it was, not consistent every month. And, so they sent me, went to the OBGYN and they said, obviously you're in early menopause. And they gave me some sort of supplement that I should take and just said, you're just going to have to go with it. They never talked to me about diet at all. Even though I was only 35 and going into early menopause was not something that was common in my family. When I changed my diet, because I had all sorts of other symptoms as well. I had really achy joints and, I had tendonitis and bursitis in all my joints. I had high cholesterol. I was 60 pounds overweight. So I had all of this stuff going on. When I changed my diet, in addition to all of those other symptoms, resolving and disappearing, my hormones completely normalized. My period became so regular to the day every month, something that had never happened in my life. And all of the night sweats and the hot flashes went away. Everything was completely normal. So that's the impact that food can have on your body. It can actually send you into an early menopause. It can actually make your menopause, once you do go into actual menopause, it can make it so much worse than it has to be. So I think about the symptoms that I had back then, and those are really common among women, and why we feel the need to, why menopause is a medical problem in the United States instead of just a natural part of life like it would be other places. We feel the need to make it a medical issue because our symptoms are so severe. And it makes us feel like we can't function without medications. And so what happens is you go to the doctor, you get on, supplements or hormone replacement therapy, you get a hysterectomy because you're bleeding so badly, or all of these different things that happen. And these are so significantly tied to diet. So that now, when I'm actually going into menopause, I'm in perimenopause right now, I'm not experiencing anywhere near the symptoms that I was having when I was 35 and I'm 50. So that's the first thing I wanted to say, is that when you change your diet to a plant-based diet and you're not pouring all those hormones into your body anymore, you feel so much better. And And, that's what I hear from women across the board, that they're sleeping better, that they're not having the night sweats and the hot flashes like they were having, that their periods aren't as severe. All of those symptoms, and their energy shoots up. They're not gaining weight anymore. They're able to lose weight now. So these are the things that are happening with women in perimenopause and menopause, that they didn't think that those things could happen, because our society is saying it's just natural that all of this bad stuff is going to ensue as soon as you start menopause. So that's the first thing that I wanted to say. I think also mentally and emotionally, we are at a point where we're giving it the hand, because we equate that with being old. And it's funny, I told a story in the group that I run, the Inner Strength Army, on Facebook group. It's a free private Facebook group for women, so feel free to join. It's in the link is in the comments below. But I was talking about right before I turned 50, I got an AARP card in the mail. I didn't request it, it just came. And I was like, how dare they? I was furious because the thing is, and it's fine. I don't feel old. I don't feel like I'm aging, to be honest with you. And so my point when I was telling that story was that this is a way for society to signal to you that you're getting older, instead of letting you do your thing. And that's a big part of how we feel. That's why women don't want to say how old they are. My grandma said she was 29 right up until the very end. I mean, she wasn't going to tell anyone how old she was. And, we would have to go to her birth certificate if we wanted to figure it out, because there's a stigma attached to that. And there shouldn't be. With men, there's not nearly that stigma, as you all know. And so part of this is taking our power back when it comes to this stage of our lives, not being afraid to say how old we are, because we're taking care of ourselves and we're living our best life. I think a lot of times when women get to the point where they don't want to say how old they are, or they're depressed about it, or fearing a birthday or whatever, it's because they're not living their best life. It's because they are starting to think, okay, my time is growing short, and I haven't done the things that I want to do, and I'm not feeling my best, I'm not looking my best, I don't, this isn't the life I envisioned for myself. Those things have to change. And that's what lifestyle change is all about. One of the biggest pushbacks that I ever got on my email list was when I actually posted a picture of my hair, because my hair was stick straight my entire life, and I mean straight as a board. And when I started to go, just a couple years ago actually, when I started to go into perimenopause, it started to get curly. And I was shocked. I mean, my hair has always been really, really straight. And so it was just completely crazy to me that all of a sudden I had this wavy hair, and it's gotten curlier and curlier. And so now, I mean, this is just how it is. And I love it. I really do. And as you guys all know, if you have straight hair, you want curly hair. If you have curly hair, you want straight hair, right? But my whole life I wanted curly hair, and I'm like, this is amazing. And it's because of hormones. So do I love everything about menopause? No, of course not. But I embrace this time. And I think the reason that I got so much pushback when I posted something about how I wanted to embrace this time and how I was loving the symptom, of the curly hair, was because, women are they feel bitter because they don't feel that way. They feel like all the things I said, like they're worried about getting older. They're worried about the stigma that society puts on us. And what I'm saying to you women is, let's take that back. Let's take our 40s back. Let's take our 50s and our 60s and our 70s back. We don't need to listen to what society has to say on this. You can live your life, and you can be active, and you can be sexy. You can be athletic, you can be smart, you can be on your game, you can be whatever you want to be if you own your choices and you realize that no one is making you continue on with the standard American diet. No one is making you stay overweight. No one is making you continue to make the choices that you're making that are keeping you stuck. You can feel so much better. And that's what I do. I help women to get from stuck to unstuck, and to get from I know where I want to go, but I don't know how to get there, to something somebody said to me last night, which is that I am my own hero now. I'm learning to be my own hero. I'm saving myself because she's so thrilled with her transformation. So just know that it's possible. Know that it's not only possible, but completely doable. There's nothing special about me except I am done with societal bullshit. I am done with people telling me what I can and can't do in terms of my gender or my profession or my physical self or my age. So that's the place you have to be. And if you're ready to level up, then a whole world is going to open up to you. And this can be the absolute best time in your life. It is for me. And it can totally be that for you as well. So, if you're interested in my program, please feel free to contact me and join my free women's group below, the Inner Strength Army. I have lots of great information in there, recipes, inspiration, discussions, and it's just a great place to be to commune with other women. So I'm Lori DePietro Standen. You're part of the Plant Power Revolution. Have an amazing day.